Homelander has definitely made a name for himself as one of the definitive evil superheroes around. A twisted version of Superman who's just a narcissistic, crazy person with no problem killing. But what's gonna happen if he ever faced off against the real Superman? Who would win there? And why is this fight not even close? Let's get into it. So, if we're talking about Homelander, well, for starters, he's a psychopath, a truly unhinged lunatic. He's beefed with a baby before. He's got no problem killing anybody. He's got a weird thing for milk, which is just weird. But the real question is just exactly how strong is this guy? Well, he is quite literally the strongest man in the world and has never met anyone who's been his pure physical equal. And I guess you could argue that Soldier Boy exists now, but I don't even know if Soldier Boy is his true equal. Sure, Soldier Boy can give Homelander a good fight, but Homelander said it himself.
Oh no. I'm the upgrade.
Soldier Boy can injure him, can blow him up with those explosions that would also theoretically depower him. But in a straight up fight, Homelander is still winning that one. He was still winning that one. He's easily crushed skulls, punched into a man's stomach, and just casually tossed people hundreds of feet into the air. Also, since Homelander is the strongest hero in the world, it logically makes sense that he's stronger than all the other members of the Seven. He's stronger than Stormfront, who easily destroyed a building. He's stronger than Queen Maeve, who easily stopped a speeding armored truck. And stronger than A-Train, who's able to pull a locomotive after having just broken his leg. And he is like way stronger than them. Homelander was able to casually knock off the door of a pressurized plane. But there is one thing. He did say he was actually not able to carry the hijacked plane to safety. So he kind of killed a whole lot of people there with that one. But it does suggest that he's actually unable to use his full strength while he's up in the air. Either that, or while he could lift and move the plane, the outside of the plane is so fragile, it would just end up punching right through it when he tried to push against it. I think he probably could have saved the plane or moved the plane if he wanted to though. Bottom line, regardless, Homelander's pretty strong. But while Homelander is strong, well, durability is definitely Homelander's weakest asset. Not really because he's not durable, but just because he's never really had anything truly test his durability. He's bulletproof, was unscathed by a bus and Rebel crashing down on top of him, but the guy is obviously intended to be invincible. It was said that if Homelander ever turned against America, turned against Vought, they'd have no way to take him down. It's also said that there isn't a weapon on Earth that they haven't thrown at him. They've all failed. Obviously, this is including nukes. So just from those statements, Homelander is incredible. But here's the thing, it is totally possible that Homelander actually isn't as durable as he makes himself out to be, or as everyone else makes him out to be. I mean, Soldier Boy was getting his hits in, getting some dang good hits while he was at it, even gave Homelander some bruises. Queen Maeve went against him, stabbed him right straight in the ear hole. You get a little deeper there and Homelander is done for. Even Stormfront was able to throw him around. But that one was definitely more the kinky type of roughhousing, rather than the I'm gonna beat your face in now type. Another thing is, just like Homelander doesn't have a ton of durability feats, doesn't really have a ton of speed feats. I mean, in fact, I don't think we've ever seen Homelander's speed in a fight, except maybe like once or twice. That being said though, he is really pretty fast when he's just flying around. He's regularly flown at Mach speed, even reached up to Mach 5 while saving Butcher from that C4 explosion. Instead, while Homelander does have all these incredible powers, and sometimes he'll have to use them in a fight, More often than not, Homelander is just completely spamming his heat vision all over the place. And for the most part, well, it really is effective. He can easily slice through flesh and bone, just kill people with one glance, and he can also use it against other supers and send them flying backwards. All in all, well, Homelander is pretty powerful. Easily the most powerful supe we've seen with the boys so far. Now, for this showdown, we're going to be limiting Superman to just the version from the DCEU. Just make it movie versus show. But still, this guy is an absolute powerhouse. In fact, this version of Superman has some of the best raw physical feats you'll ever see. Which of course does make sense. He's Superman. He's been able to casually pull massive ships, lift up rocket ships, even fly around carrying an entire apartment building. Those are easily multi-ton feats right there. The guy is definitely strong, and all that strength also easily translates to when we see him in fights. Even in his very first fight against Zod and his Kryptonian warriors, well, Superman was kind of wrecking shop. Sure, they were able to get their own hits in, but Superman was still strong enough to dominate in a 2-on-1 fight. When he actually faced off against General Zod, well, he ended up killing him and destroyed basically all of Metropolis in the process. He showed off that same strength when he completely no-sold the Justice League and casually overpowered 3 of them at once. These dudes are definitely strong. Then he also managed to fight and beat up Doomsday, even though he had been weakened from kryptonite right before and then got caught in a nuclear explosion in the middle of the fight. He also completely bodied Steppenwolf, a dude who can also fight against Doomsday. Heck, Superman has even managed to overpower literal world-ending and world-shaping events, and he's done it multiple times. He overpowered the beam sent out from the World Engine, and then one-shot the machine. Then he did it again, ripping apart and overpowering the 3 mother boxes. So yeah, I say it again, Superman is like ridiculously strong. He's also crazy tough. I mean, we mentioned it in passing, but the guy straight up survived a nuclear explosion. And a pretty massive explosion at that, considering that you can see it from outer space. He's straight up destroyed mountains as he crashed back to Earth. He's taken attacks from Cyborg and Wonder Woman like it was nothing. Heck, Superman even no-sold an attack from Steppenwolf and his axe. That same guy was dominating all the rest of the JL. And like we mentioned, he'd already had a fight against another version of Doomsday, and they destroyed a moon in their fight together. Superman completely no-sold the attack. And speaking of Doomsday, well, he managed to take all sorts of attacks from Doomsday, including massive energy wave attacks that were leveling the city. But seriously, he took all sorts of attacks from Doomsday and from Zod, and for the most part, Superman has been able to take it all no problem. He's ridiculously tough. And even with just that being said, well, there's absolutely no way that Homelander can pull it off here. Homelander has never pulled off any strength feats that are even remotely comparable to Superman on an average day, like lifting up this rocket, pulling this cruise ship, or carrying the apartment building. If Homelander did even one of these things, well, we'd all be calling it his best strength feat, bar none. Superman is doing it casually. And that's not even mentioning stuff like overpowering the Mother Box or overpowering the World Engine. 2 forces that can literally reshape the entire world. You can maybe argue that Homelander is tough enough to take nuclear bombs because of a one-off statement saying they had to thrown every weapon on Earth at him and he'd survived it all. But a few problems with that. For starters, Even if it's true, it just makes him on par with Superman when it comes to durability, because Clark has also been able to survive nukes. Secondly, that is obviously blatantly a lie. Vought lies all the time. Homelander lies too. And if these punches and attacks from the likes of Soldier Boy or Queen Maeve are giving Homelander bruises or making him bleed, just imagine what punches from Superman are gonna do. And also, just imagine Homelander taking the kinds of attacks from Doomsday or General Zod. What would happen there? The same attacks that Superman just casually shrugged off. And that's not even mentioning Superman's speed, where he's moving at relativistic speeds and keep up with the Flash and absolutely statue Wonder Woman, who she herself can casually block automatic gunfire and react to lightning. Even with Homelander's heat vision, which has to be his go-to weapon, well, it's not going to do anything. Not when Superman can take blast from Doomsday just fine, which were leveling whole city blocks. And Superman's heat vision is also much more powerful. It cut clean through Steppenwolf, who he himself is tough enough to survive the destruction of a moon. There's really just absolutely no comparison here. Homelander might think he's hot stuff, that he's the most powerful superhero around, but when he runs into Superman, well, he's gonna get beaten senseless and just whomped in an instant. It's not even gonna be close. Superman wins. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. I know you're gonna have thoughts and feelings on this one for sure. If you stuck around this long and made it to the end of the video, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us. And if you want to go subscribe, well, go subscribe. You're going to see more videos like this one every single week. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all next time.